All praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Makar Kwadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and Shalom to the elected nation of Israel. This is going to be a lesson on how the whole world is ultimately against us, man. And despite what these people want to try and say, and they want to try and apply Ezekiel 83 to those people in the land of Israel, right? And try and make out as though those people are the Israelites, right? It's all ridiculous, man, because those people are not oppressed. From when America said, as long as America exists, Israel will never stand alone, in reference to those people in the land, that's how you know that that place ain't oppressed, man. Because America would never say that about so-called black people. In fact, as long as America's existed, we've had a big stars and stripe foot up our ass, if we're being real. So that's how you know that these people can't say that they're the Israelites and be telling the truth, man. But anyway, Psalms 83 and verse 2, for lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up their head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people and consulted against thy hidden ones. And there's a lot of stuff recently came out about this movie, Leave the World Behind. And I watched the movie, right? But then now I'm going to have to watch it again because there's all these hidden things in the movie in regard to the slavery that the Israelites went through, man, of all the different tribes, man. Right, they got hidden QR codes in there about the Native Americans who are the tribe of Gad and the tribe of Reuben, right? They got they got names of boats on the movie that go back to slavery. They got Point Comfort, which goes back to the Atlantic slave trade. They've got on the radio, it's saying 1619, right? But if those people in the land of Israel were the real Israelites, right? Wouldn't there be hidden things in that movie in regards to them and to the things that have supposedly happened to them in their lifetime and them and their people? Wouldn't there be some hidden things and some hidden agendas in regards to them? You know what I mean? Wouldn't there be things that's always going on where there's secretly always people trying to scheme against them? Especially if you consider this scripture that I'm reading right now. They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. Now, if them people that are saying that they're the Israelites in the land of Israel were really the Israelites, why would America be standing up to help them? That's the opposite of what it says in verse 4. They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation. But America said, as long as we exist, they're not ever gonna be alone. Meaning we're gonna help them all the time. That's the complete opposite of this scripture. That's the complete opposite of prophecy. Verse 5, for they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee, the tabernacles of Edom, and the Ishmaelites of Moab, and the Hagarenes, Gabal and Ammon and Amalek, the Philistines, and the inhabitants of Tyre, the Ammonites and the Moabites. They ain't against them people in the land of Israel. They ain't against them. They ain't against them like that. Gabal and Ammon and Amalek, they are Amalek themselves. The Philistines and the inhabitants of Tyre, like all the people that are trying to make out as though them people are oppressed, they don't know what they're talking about, man. There's always hidden things in movies in regards to us, man. There's always a person trying to give us a dodgy record deal or trying to make our musicians be in a music video on a checkerboard floor, right? Doing weird hand symbols, wearing weird jewelry, covering one hand over one eye and all that, doing one eye symbolism. There's always people trying to do that to us. And who is it that's normally always behind that? Is it not those people that claim to be the Israelites? Who call themselves Israel with an I at the end of it? Which, again, just the fact that I even have to talk in this way shows that these people are not oppressed because they can get people cancelled. From when you can get people cancelled, that's how you know you're not oppressed, man. You're not oppressed. They're not oppressed, man. It's all full of shit what they're saying, really. If we're being honest, if we're just speaking it in plain terms, they're full of shit. Right? If we just speak it to the most simplified way of saying it, that's what it is. And they're not oppressed, but they wish they were. But then at the same time, they don't want to be. They want to not actually be oppressed physically or mentally, but they want the world to believe that they're oppressed. so that they can always have an excuse for why they're doing what they're doing. So they don't really want to be oppressed to where they're getting their back whipped and to where they're getting lynched like how they did us, right? But they want the world to think, man, it's so horrible. It's so hard being them. I mean, everyone's against them, but really, that's not the case, and they're really against everyone themselves. That's what the situation really is, man. Right? And they're the ones that are going against us all the time, consulting to cast us down from our excellency, man. Where's that scripture? Oh, man. Here we go. Psalm chapter 62 and verse 4. They only consult to cast him down from his excellency. They delight in lies. They bless with their mouth, but they curse inwardly. And those people in the land, they can't even tell the truth about what makes you be an Israelite. They say it's based on your mom. But Moses never said that. Moses never said it's based off your mom. Because if that was the case, then Moses' children would not have been Israelites. They would have been Midianites. But that goes into the lies that these people tell, man. They delight in lies, man. They love lying, man. They love lying. The first thing that's going to happen when the Edomite opens their mouth is it's going to be a lie. And he might just start off with a small lie just to see if you'll believe him. And then he's going to start coming with the bigger stuff later on. That's all they do, man. They love lying, man. They love hiding things in movies, right? Damn near every single movie that you watch has got some hidden message in the damn thing, man. That's all that just goes into how they love lying. They're like showing you things, and they'll show you a movie, they'll say the movie's about one thing, but really it's about another. And what it turns out that whole movie, Leave the World Behind, was about ultimately is this is the reason why America's gonna fall. Because all of these things that you people did, and all you other people tried to make out like you didn't see it, right? You're in on it too. And they had a scene where they had the boat come on the beach, and it was called the White Lion, right? And the White Lion was the name of a slave ship in 1619. That's what the information came out about that, right? But then it showed all them Edomites on the beach running away from the ship. Just like how they try and run away from the wicked history of what America's did, man. They try and run away from that, but they're guilty too, man. Them running and hiding away from trying to hear about that, they're guilty too. Because they've been around Edomites, hearing all the wickedness that they do and seeing all of it, man. And they didn't care. Right? They didn't care, man. Jane Elliott has exposed more than enough of you Edomites about how you have a fear that you're gonna have to go through the things that you put us through, right? And how you also don't want to live our lives, but you try and make out as though we're not oppressed at the same time. Because Jane Elliott asked you Edomites on several occasions, man. She said, "Well, put your hands up if you all want to be treated the way how we treat African Americans." That's what she said. That's the term she said, which we know that's not what we are. We're really Israelites. But she said, "Put your hands up if you want to be treated like how African Americans get treated in America." And when she'd say that in a group of Edomites, none of them would put their hand up, right? And then she'd cut them. She'd say, "Well, okay, none of you put your hand up, right? So that means that you know what's going on in regard to these people, and that you know that they get treated differently, right? But you don't care. Ultimately, you don't care." And that's why even in that movie, man, they're putting symbolism of them running away from that ship, man, because they're trying to run away from trying to talk about all the wickedness that they've did, man. But they did that, man. They're in on it too, man. They were in on it too, right? They just did a little less wickedness, but they're wicked too, man. Anyone from the house of Esau is wicked, right? Every single one of you. You're all guilty, man. Every one of you. Ezekiel chapter 35 verse 5, because thou hast had a perpetual hatred and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity, in the time that their iniquity had an end, and all you Edomites have helped keep us down, man, because you're in a situation where you know that you're not better than us, and you all know that you might get a financial benefit just because you're an Edomite over an Israelite, but you all know you don't deserve it. But you don't say, you know what, this ain't right, man. You'll say, fuck it, I'm having this. Rather me have it than him have it. Or you'll try and get Israelites fired, man. You do that. If an Israelite gets a better job than you, right, because they're better than you, you'll be bitter about that. You'll be like, nah, it should have went to me because I'm an Edomite. That's what you'll think, but you'll think it's because of whites. But really, that's not the reason why you really think it's because you're an Edomite. And you know that it's your people ruling right now. So you're like, well, I always want to have the better position, even if I don't deserve it, because I'm an Edomite. That's how you think, man. You devils, man. Verse 6, therefore as I live, saith the Lord Yahweh, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee. Since thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee. So Esau don't mind seeing dead things. He loves it. Esau don't mind when he sees an Israelite getting killed and it gets put on the news. No matter how much of a demon an Israelite is, he don't mind seeing that. And he's always looking for an excuse as to why that Israelite deserved it. If an Israelite gets shot when his hand was behind his back and he was handcuffed, he'll be like, well, he shouldn't have been resisting. And then they'll find out that he was handcuffed and be like, well, he probably wriggled too much when he was handcuffed, so he deserved it anyway. He shouldn't have been talking back to the cop. They'll find some excuse, man. Oh, check his criminal record. Oh, he had this, he did this, and he did that. He did that and he did this, so who cares anyway? He was a scumbag anyway. But that's not what your law system says should be the judgment for the crime that they claim he committed. So you're all guilty, man. You don't care about blood as long as it's our blood being shed, man. You didn't care about the drugs getting thrown all through the Israelite communities, right? You was like, man, they need to just get right, man. They need to get right and get a job, right? But then when this lockdown came and all you devils started losing your jobs, you wasn't talking none of that no more, man. You wasn't talking none of that slick stuff no more. Because you realized that the jobs and the security that you all thought you had, you didn't have it like that. And now that you Edomites on drugs, right? On fentanyl and all these things, being shermed out, doing the zombie walk, right? The sniff out lean, leaning with it, rocking with it, leaning to one side, your shoulders leaning to one side, and your right leg's always sprawled out to the other side, yet somehow you've still got balance and able to stand up. Now that it's your people doing that in loads of these different states and all these different cities across America, now all of a sudden, man, this just ain't right. We need to fix out this drug thing, man. This just ain't right. We need to all come together as a community. All of a sudden now that you Edomites are starting to catch hell and starting to lose your jobs, starting to lose your careers, starting to not see a brightness in the future. Now all of a sudden, it's not us, it's the elites. Yet every single Israelite on this earth can't really say that they've met no oligarchs or no high-class Edomites in the world. But we can all say that we've experienced a time where one of you devils did something wicked to us, man. But we ain't met no elites. We ain't met no elites, though. So who have we been experiencing it from then? You lower level ones, man. Ezekiel chapter 35 and verse 11. Therefore, as I live, saith the Lord Yahweh, I will do even according to thine anger and according to thine envy. All the envy that you Edomites have against us for whatever reason, man. Oh, you're envious because we can dance. Oh, I went to a nightclub. This is how you Edomites think, man. Oh, I went to a nightclub and I was dancing and I was doing my little 1-2 thing and I thought I had a bit of rhythm. But when I turned around and I seen that black guy, Tyrone, he was just bloody hell, I couldn't keep up with him, mate. He was just he did a moonwalk thing and then he did this twist thing where he looked like he was floating across the floor, mate. I don't know what he was called, but it looked like he was floating. And then now you're just bitter your whole life because all the women was looking at him when he was dancing one day. Just like they had in that movie, and so lucky if it sounds like I'm ranting, but they had in that movie, Get Out, man, where the granddad was bitter, still like damn 50 years later because he lost in a race to the Carl Lewis, man. He was still bitter about how he lost that race, man. You Edomites are envious. He was so bitter that he transported transplanted his damn spirit into into the gardener's body and was practicing running in the back garden. Like that's how bitter he was about racing, man. About how he lost that race. And that's how you Edomites do. You'll become a police officer and go punch up every single Jake that you see that used to look like a guy that might have been better at maths than you in school or something like that, or beat you in a race, or scored the winning goal in a Power League five-a-side game or something like that. You lame devils, man. Therefore, as I live, saith the Lord Yahweh, I will even do according to thine anger and according to thine envy, which thou was used out of thy hatred against them, and I will make myself known among them when I have judged thee. So you Edomites are going to start getting judgment. And that movie and how you crybabies are complaining, oh, it's by the Obamas and all this. Stop crying, man. Your society is falling because of your own wickedness. You can't blame us for why it's falling. It's wicked anyway. Even if we didn't even exist, it would have still been wicked and would have had to get transplanted from one people to another. But we do exist, and it is going to fall, and it's going to go into our hands. Sirach chapter 10 and verse 8, because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another. Have you Edomites lived righteously? No. Don't complain about why your society is going to fall in, because you haven't did the right things anyway, man. Even outside of anything that we can say that you've did to us, you haven't did righteousness to anyone else. Neither have you even did righteousness to each other. You're wicked to each other, man. There's wars going on right now between Ukraine and Russia, and that's Edomite against Edomite. That's not brotherly love, is it? That's hatred. That's hatred, man. So even if we just go based off that law, you're doing wickedness. You're lying all the time. You both groups are bearing false witness and both bearing false witness on each other. You ain't keeping the 10 Commandments towards even each other. Never mind towards Israelites. You ain't even dealing right with each other, man, because you're wicked. And whenever you see some so-called black people doing evil toward each other, what you're seeing is a small example of what you Edomites do on a way bigger scale, man. That's what you're really seeing. Okay, there's some knife crime going on in London somewhere or in Birmingham. There was a shootout. Okay, well, in Russia and Ukraine, there's an even bigger shootout and even worse than knife crime going on there. And in World War II, there was even worse going on. And in World War I, there was even worse going on there too. Amongst your people doing it to each other. So don't be telling us anything about what we be doing, because you've did worse, man. And if you didn't have more hatred for us than you had for everyone else, you'd be killing each other right now. But you've got us as a target to try and ease the tensions every now and again. But you still kill each other all the time anyway, man. So what can these people really say to us, man? These people can't, none of these people in the world can make us feel wicked about ourselves now that we have the understanding of these scriptures, man. Because we know that they're worse than us. Anything they can say to us, they've did worse, man. Or a vocab alone wants to say, oh, some Israelites are talking about destruction and obliterating people. Well, so are those other people that call themselves Israelites. And not only are they talking about it, they're doing it too. Has Vocab Malone got anything to say about that? No, he don't. He ain't got nothing to say about that. He's talking about, well, what do you expect? Well, what would you expect us to do then? What would you expect us to do when they come for us then? What are you going to expect us to do when Yahweh Shai gives us the power? Would you accept that, us saying that? Or would you try and say, oh, nah, you've got to forgive? Which is another sign of this world's hatred. How they always want us to forgive everything, but don't ever expect, don't do no forgiveness to themselves. Verse 12, Ezekiel 35 verse 12, and thou shalt know that I am Yahweh, and I have heard all thy blasphemies, which thou hast spoken against the mountains of Israel, saying, they are laid desolate, they are given to us to consume. And that's why they can't even put nothing secret in a movie no more, without even Esau baiting out what they put in there, man. Most of the videos that I saw, other than brothers doing videos on that stuff, was Edomites doing it, man. They were breaking it down. They were finding out QR codes and scanning it and finding out where it was and then searching out the history. They were doing it. Nothing Esau can do is a secret no more, because everyone's onto them, man. Now that people's enjoyment of life and all their bread and circuses is starting to get drained out, people are starting to have a bit more free time to look outwardly, right? Now that the music's starting to get more trash and the food's starting to get even more dead, right? And women are being demons and women are thinking that men are being wicked. Now everyone's starting to look more into the things that's going on in the world and think, why is this happening? So there ain't gonna be no secrets that Esau can come out with soon, man. Soon, everything he did is gonna be revealed, man. Verse 13, thus with your mouth have you boasted against me, and I have heard your words against me, and I have heard your words against, and you have multiplied your words against me. I have heard them. Thus with your mouth have you boasted against me. This is Yahweh talking about how you Edomites, when you're boasting about the Israelites being destroyed, right? You're boasting against him because Yahweh is the one that did that to us. The only reason why we're in the lower state that we're in, living in these houses, right, that are destroyed houses, basically, right, in these low conditions, is because Yahweh put us in there. We're basically on timeout, right? We're basically on timeout right now. We're in a naughty corner as a little child and that. We've been told, we've been given a beating and that, and been told, go to your bedroom, right? Go to your bedroom until I tell you to come out, man. That's what we've been told in a spiritual sense, man. All right, I'll give you a smack. Go to your bedroom until I tell you to come out, man. And then when we come out, it's over for you people, man. When we come out of this captivity that we're in, what are you people going to be able to say? Because none of you people believe that we're the Israelites. You don't really, but it's weird, man, because they believe it, and then they don't believe it at the same time, because they know that anyone else saying that they are cannot say that with honesty more than we can. But at the same time, they're still trying to be like, nah. These people are disgusting, man. And the point that you people, after all of this stuff, really think that you're good people is sickening to me, man. It's sickening. That all the evil that you people do throughout your day, that you actually think that you're good people at the end of it, man. Because you can point to some kids that did something on the news or something like that, and try and say, well, I haven't did that, but you've did wickedness too, man. And you think just because the law and the eyes of man haven't caught you committing your crimes, that you're more innocent than the people that have been caught for their crimes, man. But you've did worse, man. And Yahweh's going to eventually reveal all the stuff that you sick devils have did, man. He's going to reveal everything that you've did, man. He's going to reveal your hatred that you have against us, hidden things that you put in movies. He's going to reveal hidden things that you've did to our food. He's going to reveal all the hidden things that you've told other nations to do to us. And that you've told set other nations up to bring things in our neighborhood, and said, okay, when you're doing the ingredients for this group of people, you can put whatever you want to put in there to a certain level, because you can't make it too obvious. When you bring food around my area, my people, you better not try none of that. Yahweh's going to reveal all of that kind of stuff, man, that you people have did. He's going to reveal all that. Verse 15, and thou didst rejoice at the inheritance of the house of Israel, because it was desolate. So will I do unto thee. Thou shalt be desolate, O Mount Seir, and all Idumea. So all you Edomites are going to get served up, man, for what you've did. Even all of it, you're all guilty. There ain't going to be none of you that are going to be like, mate, I didn't do nothing. I didn't do anything. I wasn't even born them times. Well, you was born in the time you was born in. You were guilty for what you did then. So, okay, you weren't born in 1619, right? Okay, you didn't live through the time of Atlantic slave trade. But what would you have did if you did live through that time? Nothing. Just like how you didn't help and stop and tell them back up now in these times, right? You buried your head in the sand in these times now, and you would have buried your head in the sands back then too, man. So don't try and make out like you would have been a warrior standing in the front line saying, back up from Israel. You would have been there whooping our ass, man. You would have been there kicking us in our head, stepping on our spine, stepping on our throat, punching us in our ribs. If we try and run away, you would have said we got drapetomania, right? You would have ran us down. If we had a nice woman, right, and she didn't want to deal with you, you would have beat us up and took our woman, man. You would have took our wives. You would have made our children pick cotton for you. You would have made us pick cotton. You wouldn't have been like, nah, this is messed up, yo. Let's do our own labor. You wouldn't have said that. You'd have been turning cowboy, yeehaw, yeehaw, let's do this. You wouldn't have been sad like, oh man, this is messed up, man. You would have been giving us a slave Bible and hiding the story of Exodus from us, trying to hide the story of Exodus from us. You'd have been trying to read the scriptures that make us seem like it's okay for us to be a slave for you. If we did something on your plantation that you thought wasn't righteous according to your will, you would have whipped us. If we tried to go on hunger strike, you would have kicked our teeth down our throat and force fed us so that we have to work for you. If we tried to run away enough times, you would have chopped one of our feet off and been like, well, he doesn't need 2 feet to pick cotton. He can hop to the rest of the cotton. If he was laughing and it was getting on your nerves, you would have stuffed our head in a lot and said, laugh in a laughing barrel, man. I don't want to hear you laugh. And these are just, if you really thought that an Israelite was trying to go against what you're trying to do, and you wanted to show a lesson and teach him a lesson in front of everyone else, right? You would have did book breaking. It would have been a demon like Adam 22 or someone like that, man. That weird freak, man. That you would have been doing all that kind of stuff, man. These are the things you people would have been doing. So don't try and make out like you're righteous or like we're better than our forefathers. No, you're the same demons as your forefathers, man. And that's why all of you are going to get it, man. All Mount Seir and all Idumea, even all of it. Let me say it again. Even all of it. And they shall know that I am Yahweh. Right? They're going to know that Yahweh is Yahweh, man. Trying to make out like they're so much more innocent. You're the same people, man. Here it is. These are movies that you've made. And you're putting that stuff in the movie. These Edomites always telling us that we should forget about this and forget about that. You don't even forget about it, man. You're always talking about it your own self. You're always trying to erase or trying to talk about it your own self, man. You're always trying to still talk about the same things and all the same stereotypes that you've gained and tried to push on our people from that time period, man. Because it can't, even in the movie, man. On the radio, it kept showing 1619, and they kept making the radio turn in and turn out. And what could that be symbolizing? Could that be symbolizing that the topic of races of the slavery that you people did to us is always going to keep coming back again, man? It will go for a time and it's going to keep coming back again until the justice is done, man. Right? Until justice is done, it's going to keep coming back, man. And this is the justice. Isaiah chapter 14 and verse 1, for Yahweh will have mercy on Jacob and will yet choose Israel and set them in their own land. And the stranger shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob. And the people shall take them and bring them to their place. And the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of Yahweh for servants and handmaids. And they shall take them captives, whose captives they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors. Now, how can that relate to those people in the land of Israel right now? I know it can relate to us. I know it can relate to the Native Americans. But I don't know how it could relate to those people in the land of Israel. Because what situation can they talk about where they said that they was in captivity and they was in slavery? What can they talk about? We've got a whole thing that they hid in a movie that we can talk about. They hid it in the movie. They hid several messages about that in the movie. Point Comfort. 20 and odd. 20 and odd, They hid all these things in the movie, man. But they didn't hide no thing to do with what they say they went through in no movie, though. Why don't ever do that? Now, let's get some more on what the justice is going to be, man. The thing that these Christians don't want to talk about and try and change up what it means what it says in the NIV and that. Revelation chapter 13 and verse 9. If any man have an ear, let him hear. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints. That's simple and plain what that means, man. If anyone tries to say that don't mean what it says it means, well, then they're wicked. Because if it would have been so-called black people that put so-called white people in slavery and they read that scripture, they wouldn't be having no second guessing on what it means. They wouldn't have no second guessing. And if it would have been us that put them in captivity, they wouldn't be saying, oh, let's forgive it and let's let bygones be bygones, because when have they ever did that? They say that, okay, this amount of people, October this, October that. But Dev did, like, according to percentages wise, I think they said that they did about 1,000. So percentages wise, Dev did about 15. I did about 15,000, right? So that's what? 15,000% difference? Am I wrong on that? Or is it 1,500% difference? They've killed 1,500% more than what they said that they killed of them. That would be 1,500% more people that they've done than what they say was done to them, man. That's not forgiveness, is it? Yet they'll try and make it like we're wicked if we say that we want Obadiah, the first chapter, to come to pass. Yet that's what they're saying. That's what they're trying to say, but they're trying to say that the Edomites are somebody else, man. And man, I'm gonna read Obadiah 18, and I'm gonna end the lesson, man, because it's okay for them to say Obadiah and to talk about Amalek. But then when we talk about it, but we say that Amalek's them, oh, now it's a problem. But when they say that Amalek are those Ishmaelites, oh, now that's minor. Yeah, we can do that. Now all of a sudden, no one's coming by to say they're done away with. None of you same Christians used to scoff Israelites and that are saying that now. Talk all you JPEF, and all you people. None of you are climbing out the woodwork to try to say that they ain't that they're done away with. You're like, oh, maybe they are. Ooh. Okay, let's Obadiah them then. Obadiah chapter 1 and verse 18, and the house of Jacob will be a fire, and the house of Joseph a flame, and the house of Esau for stubble, and they shall kindle in them and devour them, and there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau, for Yahweh has spoken it. And really, like when you see how it's so easy for one person to talk about the evils that Esau did, and not really run out of topics to talk about, you can see why this is going to happen. You can see why, man. I'm under no delusions as to why it's justified that this happens and that those people are the Edomites, man. It's clear. And I'm going to end the lesson there. All praises to Yahweh, Ba'Hashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'Hashem Rakah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and Shalom to the nation of Israel. Shalom.